Welcome back to Wave of Docker. Got another series preview for you today. Orioles take on the Cleveland Guardians at Camden Yards from Monday, June 24th to Wednesday, June 26th. The Orioles just lost 2 of 3 to the 3 of 3 to the Houston Astros. My mistake. Just got swept for the second time all year after getting swept by the Cardinals earlier in the year. And this week is coming after winning 2 out of 3 from the Braves, the Phillies, and the Yankees respectively. So I'm not worried. Good teams lose baseball games. That sweepless streak was meaningless to me, honestly. In hindsight, I liked it when it was happening, but now that it's gone, it's kind of just like, let's just focus on October and not, not getting swept in May. Like, I really don't care about that streak anymore. But a sweep is a sweep. The bats were tired. I think, the team in general is tired. I think we've had one off day in the last calendar month, so that's obviously significant. Yankees did lose yesterday, so we're still only a game and a half back from them. But I wrote down some bulletins here on the top of my notepads. Let's run through those. Orioles up for second time this season, obviously. Bats exploded in Game 3 of Yankee series, winning 17-5. And Game 1 of the Stros series, losing 11-14. We lost that game, but still the bats showed up. And then they dropped off a cliff. Starters haven't provided a quality start in 6 games, which is really significant. There hasn't been a quality start since Corbin Burns, I believe, on Father's Day against Zach Wheeler and the Phillies. Kjerstad's back up. Good to see him back. He got hit by pitch 3 times yesterday against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Adley leadoff. Maybe we'll see that again this year. He did draw a walk. I wasn't able to watch the rest of the game because I had a men's league basketball game. But I'm really, I don't know. My stance with not batting Gunner leadoff is that he needs to be batting third at least, because why try to sacrifice some Gunner at bats? Batting leadoff, he bats the most, obviously. But if he's not leadoff, he should be batting third and not cleanup, because third, is still an impactful placement in the lineup, and he's going to bat more than he would cleanup in, hypothetically, because, he's only one spot above. But I enjoy shifting the lineup around because we do have capable hitters that I think are, they can bat leadoff in a vacuum, but I think 90% of the time it should be Gunner. I digress. Colton's slumping. He's been slumping for the last month and a half. He'll show up every now and again, but I think this Kjerstad call-up should, maybe light a fire to him to be like, all right, well, they're calling an outfielder back up, a lefty outfielder, so maybe, I should probably step up my game. But who knows? I'm not the manager, and I'm not Colton Cowser, but that's just, an interesting thing. And Samuel Basallo got pulled out of the game yesterday, and people think, maybe he's part of a trade. He's our catcher first baseman, who's in Double-A Bowie right now, I believe. No, he's in Norfolk. But he got pulled from the game yesterday for no injury reason, no, nothing physical. So that's really curious. But those are my bulletins. Like I said, we're taking on the Cleveland Guardians. So let's just get into these pitching matchups. O's are 49-28, a game and a half back of the Yankees. Guards are 49-26, 7.5 up on the Twins. They're playing some really good baseball this year. Good pitching. J-Ram, Stephen Kwan, Josh Naylor, they're hitting the piss out of the ball, especially Stephen Kwan. He's having a phenomenal year. But yeah, all right, so Game 1, Cade Povich versus Tanner Bibby. And Povich had a career start. He went 4 2/3 innings, allowing 1 run on 1 hit and 5 walks. He struggled mightily with control, but he settled in and put the O's in a good spot. I was really impressed with what I saw from Povich in that start. Obviously, walking 5 batters is never ideal, but he was able to settle in. I think he walked 3 or 4 in the first inning, and they got a run off. I think it was a run off a sac fly. But 1 earned run against a Yankees team that can really score a lot of runs. I think they're second in the league in run differential behind us. I think we're still in first. Is impressive. I think he's really showed some impressive. Game 1, rough, struggled with control. Game 2 against the Braves, fantastic. Game 3. Still struggled with control, but was able to limit the damage from it. He was able to settle in. So that was really impressive. I really like Cade Povich. I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm actually going to the game tonight, so it'd be cool to see him in person. Tanner Bibby, 5-2 with a 3.65 ERA over 81 1/3 innings. Last start, he went 6 innings against Seattle, allowing 1 run on 3 hits and struck out 12. While only walking 2. I wrote 12. He's been a solid part of a really good rotation. Like I said, the rotation in Cleveland is solid this year, and that's really been a big. Also, the bullpen as well. Their bullpen is fantastic. But, the Guardians, they just have good players right now, and it was only a matter of time. The AL Central is always, I feel like, what's the phrase? I don't know, but it's always, I feel like it can be anybody every year, at least over the past few years. Game two, Cole Irvin versus Logan Allen. Irv is 6-3 with a 3.45 over 73 innings. Last start, he struggled with location as he allowed 2 homers and 5 earned runs, but had the luxury of an offensive explosion. He won't always have that, obviously, so need him to lock in, because with the rotation injuries, he's looking to be a starter for the rest of the season, unless we get Dean back and we go out and trade for a starter. We can probably bump him into the bullpen, but he's at least getting another 2 or 3 starts if that situation were to occur. So, we're not out of the woods yet. We're playing Cleveland, we're playing Texas. So, I mean, this is June, July baseball. This is when the runs go on. Like last season, we had the series against the Rays in July. This is an important time of the year, obviously. I mean, I think every month is important. Every game is important, but I need Cole Irvin to not allow 2 home runs, regardless of how your offense is performing. Logan Allen, 8-3 with a 5.23 ERA over 75 and 2/3 innings. He has a sub 100 ERA plus, which is earned on average, normalized throughout the entire league, because some ballparks are pitcher friendly, some are batter friendly. So 100 is average. I think he's like a 73. And almost 1.5 walks and hits per inning pitch. So optically, not a very good season for him. But last start, he went 6, allowing 3 earned runs on 4 hits and 4 walks. He is 8-3, so he seems to sync with good run support. Like I said, this Guardians offense is really solid. So let's hope that we can hit him, and let's hope that Cole Irvin can settle in and give us a good start, because like I said, these Guardians pitchers are good. This Guardians offense is scary. Game 3, Grayson Rodriguez versus Cookie Carlos Carrasco. Grayson really struggled in his last start. After 3 straight winning starts, he is charged with the loss after allowing 7 earned runs on 9 hits and 2 walks. Every pitcher, we threw out there, Big Al, Grayson, and Albert Suarez, and none of them really had a good time in Houston. Corbin allowed, more than 3 earned runs for his first time all year, and he went 7 innings, but still, I mean, that's more of a positive, start for him, I think, in terms of the context of the series. Like, we lost all 3 games, but him, giving us 7 innings, allowing 4 early runs, I think is still, that's why he's our ace. Every ace is going to have a bad start. And if that's his bad start, I'll take that. But, Grayson and Big Al, they had a hard time. And I think all of our pitchers did. Everyone's just exhausted, and it kind of stinks. So let's hope that we can, because we got Cleveland and Texas. And those are teams that are kind of, built to beat us, I feel like. But I digress. Cookie Carrasco, 3-6 with a 5.40 ERA over 65 innings. Not a great year thus far for the 15-year vet as he returns to Cleveland. Last time he went 6 innings, allowing 1 earned run on 4 hits and snagged a win. So, I mean, that's a good start for him. But, I mean, optically, in the grand scheme of things, he's not having a good year, I think, in terms of, his standards. He is 37 years old, but whatever. So, yeah, those are the pitching matchups. This is a huge series. I think every series is a huge series. As someone who, wants the Orioles to win a World Series, I think it's important that we beat these teams. We're going to play Cleveland, and we're going to play Texas again, but being able to beat them at home will just be huge. If we can snag 4 out of these next 7 games, ideally 7, ideally 6, ideally 5, but I think 4 or 5 is an ideal outlook for this. Last time we got swept, we bounced back, and I think we won like 6 straight. We swept the White Sox, and we won 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay. And we went on, this last stretch, I think the stretch between the Cardinals sweep and the Houston sweep, I think is the best stretch of the year, obviously. I mean, that is like over a month and a half, so it's most of the year already. But I think getting swept definitely lit a fire under us last time, so let's hope it does the same thing here. Getting swept by a team that really, we are better than, and they just, small ball, good pitching. It just stinks. It stinks to get swept, but I'm not worried. It's June. It's almost July. Good baseball team. We're still, was it 21 games above 500? Still, I just think we keep getting these signs in our losses and even our wins that we need another, 2 to 3 arms, bullpen or rotation, regardless. But I just hope that Uncle Mike Elias, takes this sign and actually commits to, utilizing this number 1 farm system to acquire some arms, like a Garrett Crochet, like any number of arms. That's the one I've heard in the most talk, just because he's having a great year for Chicago so far. But I don't know. I trust Mike Elias to an extent. We have new ownership, so, John Angelos isn't breathing down his neck anymore. But I don't know. His first full year of full control, and I guess we'll just see. I miss Dean Kramer. I want him back on rotation. Blah, 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 blah. Go O's. Just win, guys. Come on. I believe in you. That was pathetic. But just go O's. I keep chatting. Whatever. Go O's. Peace out. Go O's.